The vast darkness of space stretched endlessly, broken only by the sleek silhouette of the alien reconnaissance vessel. Captain J. Lee studied the holographic display, his scaled fingers tracing the contours of the blue-green planet ahead. Earth looked deceptively peaceful, a marble of swirling clouds and oceanic expanses. "Preliminary scans complete," announced Lieutenant Sung, his voice crisp and professional. "Atmospheric composition appears standard. Technology levels primitive. No significant defensive capabilities detected." The ship's crew of 15 experienced scouts had conquered hundreds of worlds. This would be another routine mission, a quick planetary assessment followed by potential colonization. They had faced resistance before, but nothing they couldn't overcome with advanced weaponry and biological adaptations. Captain Lee selected the first landing team. 5 of the most experienced reconnaissance units would materialize on the planet's surface, gather initial data, and report back. Standard protocol demanded caution, but their confidence was unshakable. "Initiating teleportation sequence," Sung confirmed. 5 alien forms shimmered into existence on a rocky coastal region. Rocky cliffs rose behind them. Waves crashed against stone and a light mist hung in the air. For a moment, everything seemed perfectly normal. Then everything went wrong. The first signs were subtle. A slight trembling in their exoskeletal structures. A faint burning sensation that rapidly intensified. Within seconds, the aliens began to experience cellular breakdown at an unprecedented rate. Their advanced protective suits offered no resistance. The very air seemed to become corrosive, eating through their biological defenses. Where human skin would remain untouched, their alien physiology began to disintegrate. No pain, no warning. Just rapid, absolute destruction. Back on the ship, alarms blared. Communication channels erupted with static and fragmented screams. Captain Lee watched in horror as the life signs of his landing team flickered and vanished from the monitoring screens. "Impossible," he whispered. Lieutenant Sung's hands moved frantically across control panels. Biological containment failing. Environmental factors unknown. Complete cellular collapse detected. Within 3 minutes, not a trace remained of the landing team. No bodies, no equipment. Nothing but some disturbed rocks and swirling coastal mist. The ship's computer began running analysis after analysis. Each result was more confusing than the last. The planet's atmosphere, which had appeared completely standard moments ago, now showed impossible chemical interactions. Radiation patterns shifted. Molecular structures seemed to actively resist alien biology. Captain Lee made a decision. Abort mission. Full retreat. But something was blocking their standard teleportation protocols. Communication systems became increasingly unstable. The very fabric of space around the planet seemed to resist their presence. Panic began to spread among the crew. They had encountered challenging worlds before, but never something that seemed to kill with such complete, efficient precision. No warnings. No gradual breakdown. Just instant, total elimination. The planet continued its silent rotation. Oceans, waves gently lapping against rocky shores. Clouds drifted. Wind whispered across empty landscapes, completely indifferent to the cosmic drama unfolding above it. Humans continued their daily lives below, entirely unaware that they had just survived an alien encounter. Children played in parks, workers commuted to jobs, scientists conducted research. None knew how close they had come to potential invasion. As the alien ship desperately tried to escape Earth's immediate vicinity, Captain Lee realized something fundamental had changed. This was not just another planetary conquest. This was something entirely different. Earth was not just a planet. It was a weapon, and humanity was its most dangerous expression. The ship's systems continued to fail. Communication became impossible. Their advanced technology, which had conquered countless worlds, now seemed pathetically inadequate against whatever force protected this small blue planet. In the vast silence of space, another alien civilization learned a brutal lesson. Some worlds are not meant to be conquered, some worlds fight back. The global scientific community buzzed with confusion. Strange signals from deep space had captured everyone's attention. Elena Rodriguez, a respected international research coordinator, sat in the Geneva conference room, reviewing impossible data. "These readings make no sense," she muttered, studying the alien transmission fragments. Scattered reports from various research stations told a bizarre story. Wherever alien probes attempted landing, they experienced total and instantaneous biological failure, no gradual breakdown, no partial survival, complete destruction within seconds. The International Scientific Consortium assembled its best minds. Physicists, chemists, biologists, and planetary researchers worked around the clock. Something about Earth was fundamentally different. Initial, spectral analysis revealed strange electromagnetic patterns. The planet's core generated unique radiation signatures that seemed to target non-native biological structures with surgical precision. It was as if the entire planet was a living, breathing defensive mechanism. Dr. Michael Chen, a quantum physicist, proposed a radical theory. "Earth isn't just a planet," he explained during a packed conference. "It's more like a complex, self-protecting organism. Its environmental systems are designed to eliminate any foreign biological entity." Satellite imagery showed strange molecular interactions in areas where alien probes had attempted landing. Chemical compounds shifted. Radiation patterns changed. Atmospheric conditions became mysteriously unstable. The scientific community split into two camps. Some believed in a natural planetary defense mechanism. Others suggested more exotic explanations involving unknown physics or potential planetary consciousness. Elena organized a global research initiative. Teams from NASA, ESA, Chinese Academy of Sciences, and independent research centers began collecting data. They needed to understand how Earth could be so lethally protective. Geological studies revealed fascinating insights. Earth's core generated complex electromagnetic fields that seemed to actively reject non-native biological structures. These fields weren't constant. They adapted, shifted, and responded almost like a living intelligence. "It's as if the planet itself is alive," one researcher commented during a heated debate. "Not just metaphorically, but literally alive and aware." Alien transmission fragments provided additional clues. Their scientific logs revealed complete bewilderment. Multiple invasion attempts had resulted in total failure. Earth had become a legendary forbidden zone in their galactic communications. Deep, underground research stations began conducting complex experiments. They simulated alien biological structures and exposed them to various Earth environments. The results were consistent and shocking. Instant destruction. What made humans immune remained a mystery. Somehow, human biology was perfectly synchronized with the planet's defensive systems. Where alien cells would disintegrate, human cells remained completely unaffected. Elena's team discovered something even more remarkable. Earth's ecosystem wasn't just defensive, it was intelligent. Environmental changes happened too quickly. Molecular adaptations were too precise to be random. "We're dealing with something beyond our current understanding," she told her colleagues. "Earth isn't just protecting itself. It's actively responding to potential threats." Classified government laboratories began extensive research. Military organizations worldwide became quietly interested. If Earth could defend itself so completely against alien invasions, what other capabilities might it possess? The scientific investigation continued. Each discovery raised more questions than answers. How did the planet identify foreign biological entities? What mechanisms allowed such precise, instantaneous elimination? Humanity remained mostly unaware of these discoveries. People continued their daily lives, going to work, raising families, pursuing dreams, completely oblivious to the cosmic drama unfolding around their planet. But something fundamental had changed. Earth was no longer just a passive environment. It was a living, intelligent system with its own protective mechanisms, and humanity was its most important component. As research continued, one thing became increasingly clear. Earth was not just a planet to be studied. It was a complex living entity that would defend itself by any means necessary. The universe had just discovered that some worlds are not meant to be conquered. Some worlds fight back. The Antarctic research base stood silent against the endless white landscape. David Collins adjusted his thermal gear, breath forming small clouds in the freezing air. Something strange was happening beneath the ice. Geological sensors had been picking up unusual readings for months, electromagnetic patterns that defied conventional scientific understanding, radiation signatures that seemed to pulse with an almost organic rhythm. David's team included experts from various disciplines, geologists, physicists, and planetary researchers. They had been tracking anomalous data that suggested Earth was far more complex than anyone had imagined. Deep ground-penetrating scans revealed intricate networks beneath the planet's surface. These weren't simple geological formations. They behaved more like a complex neural network, communicating and responding to external stimuli. "Look at this," he called to his colleague, Dr. Arya Kim, pointing at the rapidly changing computer screens. Molecular structures were shifting, adapting, seemingly alive with an intelligence that couldn't be explained by traditional scientific models. The Antarctic base had become ground zero for the most significant planetary research in human history. Each day brought new discoveries that challenged everything scientists thought they knew about planetary systems. Alien transmission fragments, carefully analyzed by international research teams, suggested that Earth was generating some kind of planetary defense mechanism. But the mechanism was far more sophisticated than anyone had initially believed. Deep within the planet's core, something was happening. Electromagnetic fields generated patterns that could instantly identify and eliminate foreign biological entities. It was like the entire planet was a living, breathing defensive system. David's team discovered that the defensive mechanisms weren't static. They adapted. They learned. They responded to potential threats with incredible precision. No alien biological structure could survive even a moment of exposure. Geological records showed strange patterns. Volcanic activities, tectonic shifts, atmospheric changes all seemed to be part of a larger, more complex system. The planet wasn't just a collection of rocks and water. It was alive. "It's like Earth is a single massive organism," Dr. Kim explained during their weekly research briefing. "Every component works together. The atmosphere, the oceans, the geological structures. They're all connected." Classified research began to reveal even more remarkable findings. Humans weren't just residents of the planet. They were integral to its defensive mechanism. Something in human biology was perfectly synchronized with Earth's protective systems. The research base became a hub of intense scientific activity. Teams worked around the clock, analyzing data, running complex simulations, trying to understand the hidden mechanisms that made Earth so uniquely protective. Satellite imagery showed strange molecular interactions in areas where alien probes had attempted landing. Chemical compounds shifted, radiation patterns changed, atmospheric conditions became mysteriously unstable. Deep underground networks seemed to communicate with each other, not through electronic signals, but through complex molecular interactions that resembled neural networks. The entire planet was thinking, adapting, protecting itself. David found himself both excited and terrified by the discoveries. Humanity had always considered itself the planet's dominant species. But what if Earth was actually the true intelligence? What if humans were just another component of its complex system? The research continued. Each discovery raised more questions, then answers. How did the planet identify foreign biological entities? What mechanisms allowed such precise, instantaneous elimination? Alien civilizations had already labeled Earth a forbidden zone in their galactic communications. No approach. No investigation. Complete quarantine. They understood what humans were just beginning to discover. As winter darkness surrounded the Antarctic research base, David stared out at the endless white landscape. Something was watching. Something was listening. The planet was alive, and it was protecting itself. Humanity remained mostly unaware. People continued their daily lives, working, dreaming, living, completely oblivious to the cosmic intelligence that surrounded them. Earth waited, silent, patient, powerful, ready to defend itself by any means necessary. The deep space monitoring station hummed with quiet intensity. Akira Tanaka watched the intricate communication networks, his fingers dancing across holographic displays. Something fundamental had changed in galactic communications. Alien civilizations were broadcasting a warning, not a typical message of conquest or exploration, but a dire, urgent transmission about a single planet, Earth. Massive communication networks across multiple star systems began updating their planetary databases. Earth was now classified as a death zone, a world so dangerous that no approach was permitted under any circumstances. Intercepted alien communications revealed a growing terror. Hundreds of reconnaissance missions had resulted in complete destruction. No survivors, no data recovery. Just instant, total elimination of any biological entity that attempted to enter Earth's environment. "It's unprecedented," Akira muttered, reviewing transmission logs. Advanced alien civilizations that had conquered thousands of worlds now treated Earth with absolute fear and respect. Galactic warning beacons began updating their systems. Holographic star charts marked Earth with bright red warning symbols. Danger. Forbidden. Do not approach. The alien scientific community was in complete shock. Their most advanced scanning technologies couldn't understand the planet's defensive mechanisms. Every probe, every attempt at investigation resulted in total failure. Interstellar communication networks buzzed with speculation. Some believed Earth was protected by advanced technology. Others suggested a more terrifying possibility. The planet itself was a living, intelligent weapon. Akira's monitoring station intercepted fragments of alien discussions. Their fear was palpable. Entire military strategies were being rewritten. Invasion plans were completely abandoned. "The planet kills everything," one alien transmission noted. Instantly, completely, without mercy. Multiple alien civilizations began sharing their limited data. Each report told the same story. Approach Earth and death was guaranteed. No exceptions, no negotiations. Diplomatic channels across the galaxy began updating their protocols. Earth was to be treated as a completely quarantined world. No communication. No investigation. No approach. The irony was remarkable. Humanity continued its peaceful existence, completely unaware of the cosmic drama surrounding their planet. People went to work, children played in parks, scientific research continued. Meanwhile, alien civilizations were treating Earth with more caution than any world they had ever encountered. Deep space communication networks began encoding Earth's coordinates with the highest level of warning possible. Entire generations of alien civilizations would be taught about the deadly blue-green planet. Akira discovered something even more fascinating. The warnings weren't just about physical destruction. They carried an almost spiritual tone. Respect. Fear. A sense of something beyond scientific understanding. Communication logs suggested that Earth wasn't just dangerous, it was alive, intelligent, aware. Some alien transmissions spoke of Earth as if it were a sentient being. Not a planet to be conquered, but a living entity that would defend itself with total, absolute precision. Galactic maps were redrawn. Trade. Routes were adjusted. Entire exploration strategies were abandoned. All because of a single seemingly insignificant planet. Humanity remained blissfully unaware. Scientific communities continued their research. Governments pursued their political agendas. People lived their lives. But something fundamental had changed in the cosmic order. Earth had become a legend, a world that no one dared to approach, a planet that fought back. The Deep Space Monitoring Station continued its silent watch. Akira Tanaka reviewed the data, understanding that he was witnessing something unprecedented in galactic history. Earth wasn't just a planet. It was a warning, a message to the universe. Some worlds are not meant to be conquered. Some worlds fight back, and this world would fight with everything it had. The classified laboratory stood silent, its white walls reflecting the intensity of the moment. Lena Kim stared at the recovered alien research document, her hands trembling slightly. Years of research had led to this moment. The ultimate revelation about Earth's true nature. A captured alien research log, fragments of complex data, and years of scientific investigation were about to reveal something extraordinary. Earth was not just a planet. It was a living, sentient weapon. The document detailed generations of alien scientific research. Hundreds of civilizations had studied Earth, and each had reached the same terrifying conclusion. The planet was alive, intelligent, actively protecting itself. Humans weren't just survivors. They were the primary defensive agents of a planetary intelligence beyond human comprehension. Genetic analysis revealed something impossible. Human DNA was perfectly synchronized with the planet's complex defensive systems. Where alien biology would instantly disintegrate, human cells remained completely unaffected. It was as if humans had been specifically designed by the planet, grown, cultivated, prepared as its primary method of defense and communication. The laboratory secure. Computers processed massive amounts of data. Geological records, alien transmission fragments, and planetary research all pointed to the same conclusion. Earth was a complex living organism with humans as its primary interface. Every human action, technological development, environmental, interaction, biological adaptation, was part of a larger planetary strategy. Humans weren't conquering the planet. They were the planet's primary tool of interaction with the universe. Classified research teams worked in complete secrecy. Military organizations worldwide began to understand the implications. If Earth could defend itself so completely against alien invasions, what other capabilities might it possess? The revelation was both terrifying and magnificent. Humanity had always considered itself the dominant species, but in reality they were just another component of a much larger, more intelligent system. Earth's defensive mechanisms were beyond anything scientists could fully understand. The planet could identify foreign biological entities with impossible precision. It could adapt, learn, respond with total efficiency. Alien research logs suggested that the planetary intelligence had been developing its defensive strategies for millions of years. Humans were just the most recent and most sophisticated expression of this defensive system. The laboratory fell silent. Lena understood that everything they knew about planetary science, about human existence, was about to change forever. Humans weren't just inhabitants of Earth. They were its immune system, its neural network, its primary method of interaction with the broader universe. Every technological advancement, every environmental adaptation, every biological development, all were part of a larger planetary strategy. The document revealed something even more remarkable. The planetary intelligence was learning, growing, developing more sophisticated defensive mechanisms with each passing generation. Humanity's entire existence was part of a complex planetary defense strategy that had been developing for millions of years. Outside the laboratory, the world continued its normal rhythm. People worked, children played, governments pursued their agendas, completely unaware of the cosmic intelligence that surrounded them. But something fundamental had changed. Earth was not just a planet. It was a living, thinking entity, and humans were its most dangerous expression. The alien research document told a story of cosmic proportions. A planet that had developed the most sophisticated defensive mechanism in the known universe. A world that could identify, adapt to, and eliminate any potential threat with total precision. Lena looked up from the document, understanding that everything had changed. Humanity was not the master of the planet. They were its weapon, its voice, its protection. The universe had just discovered something remarkable. Some worlds are not meant to be conquered, some worlds fight back, and this world would fight with everything it had.